Today we got the Spider-Man from the MCU taking on Alita from Alita Battle Angel. Who comes out on top? Let's find out.
Eyes up. Stay sharp. Stay down. Final warning. I could do this all day.
Peter Parker was an ordinary kid until the day he gained amazing powers from a spider's bite. Since then, he has dedicated his life to fighting crime and defending the innocent as Spider-Man. Eventually, Peter caught the eye of Tony Stark, who would go on to take Parker under his wing and give him the chance to become one of Earth's mightiest heroes. Spider-Man is incredibly strong, and will easily overpower men and knock them around, effortlessly throw around cars, lift them up into the air, burst through cargo containers, and crack 4 inches of ballistic glass, even overpower both Captain America and Winter Soldier, who are strong enough to hold back a helicopter and crack through concrete respectively. He's held Doctor Strange back from the vacuum of space, stopped a punch from Cole Obsidian, stopped a falling elevator that was full of people, lifted a warehouse ceiling off of him, held back a bell tower from collapsing, and probably most impressively, staggered at Giant Man and even Thanos himself with his attacks. He's also durable enough to take attacks from Captain America, denting metal in the process, take plenty of attacks from the Vulture, who was strong enough to easily pull around and throw cars, and a punch to the face from Shocker, who was strong enough to move school buses with one hit. He was tossed around by Cole Obsidian, swatted away by Giant Man, got back up to a massive fall from way up in the sky, and started a massive airplane crash. Peter's even been slammed into the ground by Thanos and was directly run over by a speeding train and didn't go down. Then, being Spider-Man, he's incredibly fast and agile. He's out-attacked some people like Scarlet Witch, Winter Soldier, Star-Lord, and Falcon. He's able to avoid multiple projectiles fired at him from Vulture, and probably most impressively, was able to dodge automatic gunfire from countless drones coming at him from all over the place, all at once. He's able to scale up the Washington Monument in just a few minutes, is incredibly agile, and is even able to glide through the air by using the flaps in his suit. Then, while it appeared that Peter didn't have a strong spider sense at first, by the end of Far From Home, it is incredibly well developed, as Peter was able to use it to see through illusions and take down 10-15 drones with his eyes closed. He even dodged a point-blank bullet that he couldn't see coming. Peter is also ridiculously intelligent, being able to instantly solve physics problems, understand the fundamentals of Falcon's wings, and even the multiverse theory, create his own web fluid, which even Tony Stark admired. He's able to hack his way out of the most advanced and secure facility on the eastern coast. He's also quite the tactician, coming up with plans to be both Giant Man and Ebony Maw. In this version of Spider-Man has access to Stark tech, which means he has over 500 possible web shooter combinations, including things like the web grenade, rapid fire, taser fire, splitter webs, and ricochet webs. So that's what we got in one corner, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But, enter the ring, in the other corner, the cyborg hunter warrior Alita. Alita is a cyborg hunter warrior who was rebuilt by Dyson Ido, being found in the scrapyard. Rebuilt without memories of her previous life, Alita has flashbacks of her past when she instinctively enters combat using the forgotten art of Panzerkunst, and realizes she is destined to confront the mysterious Nova in the Sky City of Xylem. As a cyborg, Alita is actually a whole lot stronger than her small, petite frame might suggest. She was able to cleave off Garishka's arm with a single kick during their first fight, and she was able to decapitate a female cyborg by kicking her head first into a wall with so much power that her head actually got stuck in that wall. With her new Berserker body though, Alita is even stronger and much faster and more agile than before. She's able to fight off several bounty hunters at once during Motorball. She's able to contort and twist her body into all sorts of unnatural positions, and she's even able to hold up her entire body with just one finger. Balance there. The Berserker body also has incredible self-repairing ability, as we saw when she was able to perfectly repair herself just seconds after Grishka damaged her. Her new body also allows her to manipulate plasma and pack more power behind her attacks and her weapons. Even though Alita doesn't remember her previous life, she does remember her incredible fighting skills. She's got superb muscle memory, and Alita can even instinctively respond to danger with incredible speed and precision. She's also a skilled swordsman, taking Zappin's blade after slicing a part of his face, and easily defeating Grishka during the final battle. She basically treated him as nothing more than a nuisance, easily cutting him in half after blocking his initial attacks. Alita is even so skilled, so fast, and so precise that she's able to use her sword to slice a teardrop in half before it hit the ground. So who wins? Let's break it down. Now, Spider-Man is easily one of my favorite heroes in the MCU, or I guess I should say was one of my favorite heroes. With his strength, durability, and especially his speed and agility, it just makes sense to throw him up against the super fast and agile cyborg warrior Alita. But who's coming out on top here? That's what we're going to find out. Now, first we're going to talk about is physicality, starting off with their strength. And I think Spider-Man is really undersold when it comes to strength, especially later on in movies like Endgame and Far From Home. Well, I'll take that back. He's actually been pretty consistent at a high strength level. People just try and undersell him. In Civil War, he effortlessly caught Winter Soldier's arm and overpowered him, proving that he's much stronger than MCU super soldiers. It was so that he caught a car at a dead stop while it was moving 40 miles per hour, and also rocked Giant Man with a punch. In Homecoming, he was able to kick through 4-inch ballistic glass, broke through steel doors, was able to lift up a pretty massive piece of debris that he trapped under, and his fairy feat is insanely impressive. Although we don't know how much was pure strength, how much was webbing, and even how much he was actually helping, since the ship was still sinking. In Infinity War, he was able to stop a blow from Cole Obsidian cold. He threw a car at Cole Obsidian, and even staggered Thanos with his punches. In Endgame, he was able to stop Cole Obsidian again and pull him back. And then in Far From Home, he loaded up a car about 100 feet into the air with one hand, and also managed to hold up a part of a bell tower for a good solid minute. Like I said, Spider-Man is impressively strong, and is definitely stronger than Alita. But even if Peter might be stronger than Alita, don't underestimate her, especially considering that she's got pretty insane striking power. She's able to effortlessly cleave through Grishka's arm with a single kick, behead another cyborg with a kick, and was generally able to injure and even power other cyborgs pretty much throughout the whole movie. However, even if Alita isn't necessarily as strong as Peter, it honestly doesn't make that much of a difference in this fight. I mean, it's not like she's going to be throwing solely punches and kicks, especially since she's got that plasma sword that can seemingly cut through anything. We'll talk about that more in a second, but just know that that's definitely going to be her go-to weapon, and her best way to injure and take down Spider-Man. However, Peter can definitely take some attacks. He's one tough kid. He's taken multiple punches from the Shocker. Those punches are powerful enough to send him flying all the way through a school bus, and even flip another bus over. He's been tossed by Cole Obsidian, even taken attacks from Thanos, and was slammed to the ground so hard that it cracked. He's had buildings crash down all around him, taking massive falls from way up in the sky, overside of an airplane crash, and Far From Home, he even straight up got run over by a speeding train and didn't die. When it comes to blunt force durability, Spider-Man is tougher than any cyborg that Alita's ever gone up against before. He won't take any punch or kick that she sends his way. I mean, Pete can take attacks from Thanos, and Alita isn't stronger than Thanos. However, like we said, Alita doesn't have to be stronger than Thanos, because she's got that sword. Zappin's blade is able to easily slice through anything, basically like a knife through hot butter, easily slicing through metal and cutting robots and cyborgs in half. And he'll be able to do the same thing with Spider-Man. Peter's never shown any remarkable piercing or cutting durability, especially when things suggest that he is vastly more durable than steel. And so Alita's going to be able to cut right through the Spider-Man, if she's able to tag him. That's probably the most important thing in this fight. Which one of these heroes is faster and more agile? Well, this is pretty much Spider-Man's bread and butter, being fast and being agile. He's dodged attacks from Falcon, Vulture, Scarlet Witch, Winter Soldier, and Star-Lord. And Far From Home, he'll be able to dodge automatic gunfire from countless drones coming at him all over the place all at once. In short, Spider-Man is easily the most agile character of the whole MCU. He's also an expert at navigating around using his webs, and just greater boost his speed and agility. This is just made all the more impressive when you include his spider sense or his Peter tingle. And although Peter is still fairly new with his power, he's shown that he's quite skilled with it, and is incredibly well developed. I mean, Peter was able to use it to see through illusions and take down 10-15 drones with his eyes closed. He's even dodged a point-blank bullet that he couldn't see coming. He wasn't able to trust any of his other senses at that moment either, just the spider sense. But Alita is incredibly fast and agile as well, which is what makes it such a compelling fight. And she gave me the idea for the fight in the first place. She is incredibly fast and agile, is perfectly fluid and acrobatic in her movements. It's almost more like she's performing a dance rather than participating in a fight. Alita is easily on the same level as Spider-Man for speed and agility, and she's shown that she's got what it takes to potentially tag Pete, considering that she's skilled and accurate enough to use her swords to slice a teardrop in half before it hit the ground. I also think that Alita has a great counter for Peter's spider sense, as she is the much better fighter, the much more experienced fighter. Alita is highly trained in the fighting style Panzerkunst, which is highly lethal, and it's intended to allow the fighter to fight against combat cyborgs in close combat. She also got a whole lot more experience, given that before she had her memory wiped, she'd been serving for years on the front line of a very vicious and dangerous war between Mars and Earth. Remember, Spider-Man hasn't done so hot against more skilled fighters. Iron Man even believed that Captain America could have beaten Spider-Man, despite the fact that Peter is vastly physically superior to Steve. So, end of the day, who wins? Well, for being honest, as much as I love Peter, I think things aren't looking too hot for Spider-Man. He really has to rely on his strength, speed, and durability in this fight. And Alita is roughly just as fast. She can take punches from Spider-Man, especially for healing factor, and she can just directly bypass Spider-Man's own durability for Plasma Sword. Spider-Man's web shooters aren't going to be too helpful in this fight, as Alita has been able to cut apart Grishka's chains and even cut a tear in midair. Basically, Spider-Man's going to have to land a whole lot of attacks in order to put down Alita, while Alita just has to land one clean cut of her sword in order to put down Peter. And I believe that she's the speed and the skill to do so. Alita wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, join the DanCo army, and I will see you next time.